Hi, and welcome back to Wicked Wands Tarot. My name's Carmen. Today we've got a reading for you about some emotions that have, I think, become increasingly more difficult to ignore. It's a pull that is encouraging this person to have a conversation. They may have been trying to avoid this conversation, but they can't any longer. So this feels like, this is a better time than any other, or if not now, when? So are you available? Are you free? Can I give you a call? Let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. And I hope you're having a good day. If you would like a personal reading, my email address is in the description box below. But we'll dive in with the Bianco Nero. What else do we need to know about this conversation? Hello, Peggy. Emotional conversation. Hanged Man in the reverse. And the Fool. We have somebody willing to make a sacrifice for a new beginning. They are changing behavior or seeking a new direction. They could have priorities that look much different than what you expect or than what you knew previously. Three of Pentacles in the reverse. Six of Swords in the reverse. They have stepped away from connections, friends, or maybe even a job that made their life more complicated. So if they were dealing with, I don't know, sometimes it's difficult to let go of friends from like high school or college age, and that can prevent some growth, right? I know that was a bad environment, or I know that was a bad community. It was, a bad influence on me. So I knew that I needed to walk away from that because it was blocking me from my intuition. I was listening to those individuals' advice as opposed to my own intuition. And that's why I ended up in this Eight of Swords. So this could be somebody, talking to their parents about, I'm not friends with them anymore. This could be somebody who is talking to a spouse or a love interest, but this is a pretty significant shift in their life. Hello, Fred. I hope you are as well. Same. Hello, Carrie. Hello, Jess. Hello, James. How's it going? So we have the Eight of Wands in the reverse, King of Cups in the reverse, and the Hermit. I love how the interview card that we have from the situations deck kind of looks similar to the robe that the Hermit is wearing. This is somebody who has learned a few things since you've had a substantive conversation with them. This is somebody who has had to learn how to express their emotions or maybe even just qualify their emotions. This probably would not be somebody that can write a book on being emotionally available, but that doesn't mean that they don't know about it now. This has been, I think, a really significant year for them in terms of self-awareness and learning more about how they connect to others. Death. Six of Wands, Queen of Swords in the reverse. So they realized that for them to change, for them to be able to level up or to be the person they want to be, live the life they want to live, they needed to let go of this Queen of Swords in the reverse energy. For some of you, this is a person. For others of you, this is a community. And yet beyond that, we have this Queen of Swords in the reverse being the Hermit's own self-doubts or tendency to look at things from a very pessimistic view. It could be a little from all three columns, but this Queen of Swords in the reverse is a tendency to believe nothing will go well or talking a lot of shit, to be honest. So this feels like somebody had to tune out the noise, whether that was just external or also their own voice. You'll know. Hello, Shu. How's it going? What else? Let's switch to a different deck, actually. This is the Jack-o'-lantern tarot. What else do we have? Three of Swords in the reverse. Knight of Swords. Seven of Cups. So making a sacrifice, not really telling a lot of people, because what they've been doing is probably something that requires some solitude. I do feel like this person has been focused on healing. I do think they've been more honest with themselves and acknowledged that there were maybe a few things that were illusions that they bought into, or that they didn't really do very much investigation into, because that's just that belief, or that that approach to life was something they wanted to believe. Nine of Pentacles, Five of Pentacles, so we have somebody that learned to be very independent, or very like lone wolf. If I am doing quite well, I'll be fine. If I'm, in despair, or I'm not making a lot of money, I'll be fine. At least I'll still have myself, right? They learned how to balance things out in their mind, regardless of where they were. But I do feel like they are starting to realize that they may have prioritized the wrong people or the wrong things in life. And that's why there are so many changes for them happening right now. Hello, Archetype. Hello, Taurus. How's it going? What else do we have? Ten of Cups. Page of Pentacles and the Four of Wands in the reverse. Even though I may have kind of convinced myself that I belonged somewhere, or I felt like I was part of the crew, or, that community may not be the best, but, whatever, I'm part of it. Now they're realizing that that community, maybe it's just a best friend. Maybe it's, a couple people they work with. But it's like, oh, you know what? This is actually kind of causing an issue for me. Thank you, James. I appreciate you. Hello, Fortune. How are you? I realize now that I can make a change, because then it clears my path and I can have, a little bit better life. Maybe they feel like they've missed out on some opportunities, or kind of fumbled a few things because of the community they're a part of. Eight of Wands. The Moon in the reverse. Yeah, there's something that happened that really made clear for them the people they were associating with, or the people that they were maybe even taking advice from. There were some hidden motives here. There were some people trying to present themselves as more reliable or more trustworthy, or, oh, I want to see you do well. No, this seems like a pretty cutthroat situation. So if this is workplace, we're competing for the same job, or if this is a group of friends, we always like to compete for the same love interests, or we like to compare business cards. What movie is that? It's right there. Chloe Sevigny's in it, and the dude's a little bit violent. I can't remember, but they're comparing business cards. Yes, American Psycho. One of them's real proud of the fact that they have a business card in bone white. And I like skeletons, so I, of course, naturally remember that line. We've got the Eight of Cups again. Two of Pentacles in the reverse. So when I was honest with myself, I realized this is not going to help me get to the life that I want to be. So I need to change. I need to choose a better life. I need to find a better job. I need to make some friends that encourage me to grow as a person instead of want me to remain the same as I've always been. Because what is life if you don't decide to, grow as a person? Just like reruns, right? Groundhog Day. All right, this is the Gold Foil Tarot. What else do we have, please? Four of Swords. Two of Wands. Seven of Swords in the reverse, and Judgment. So it's like, I'm going to take a step back. I'm going to think about what I want. I'm going to do right by myself. And the Two of Wands is about making plans. I'm going to pick a place I want to go. I'm going to find a new place to live. Maybe for some of you, this is just taking a vacation. You need a little bit of a break, right? But this is looking at options, looking at different places. Seven of Swords in the reverse, Judgment. I'm not going to lie to myself anymore. I'm not going to delude myself. I know what I need to change. I know what needs to happen. So for some of you, this could be somebody who's planning a vacation or planning to move, and they want to see you when they go to that location, or they want to let you know that they are making this change because perhaps you've been a concerned citizen. Perhaps you've realized this person maybe would be better off without this friend or this group of people. Hello, Tarek. How are you doing? Hello, Kingly Eagle. Hello, Tamra. Hello, Bradley. How's the weekend going? Got Lovers in the reverse, Magician in the reverse, Four of Wands. So because they've decided to stop seeing things in a particular way just to justify their actions or their choices, they can identify the things that they no longer want to be associated with or work towards. And it's like it's cutting out this insecurity for them. It's addressing something that I feel like they were blaming themselves for, like, I'm not able to do this or I haven't achieved that. But maybe it's because I'm always distracted by the drama over here. Or maybe it's because my best friend told me not to apply for that. This is elevating your thought, acknowledging that there's a different way to get to what you want, a better way perhaps. So it kind of feels like just good old-fashioned maturity, right? There are people that were so important to me in my, teens or 20s. And I think back on like whether or not we would have a lot in common right now. And I don't know that we necessarily would. And some friends, you know them for an era of your life and that's it. But we can learn from those people and we can cherish those memories, right? This is somebody who's wondering, is this a friend who really wants to see me do well? Or is this somebody who maybe is just kind of preventing me from doing things, right? So we've got the Page of Cups and the Ten of Cups and the Ten of Swords. So if you don't like your current circumstances, change them. They decide, if I don't feel like this is where I belong, if I don't feel like this is where I want to live, or I don't necessarily like this community anymore, then I need to make a change. Might be kind of difficult for this person. They may not be the type to like a lot of change, right? Hello, Voyager. What else do we have? King of Wands, Ace of Cups, Strength, Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. So we have somebody who wants to express love and gratitude to somebody who has been like a role model for them, somebody who has helped them get through a difficult time. This Ace of Pentacles in the reverse could be someone they feel they need to apologize to. This could be somebody they feel like they have missed out on time. Spending time with them would have been an option and they chose a different path, right? So this is someone who I think walks away from one community and there's someone in particular they want to spend time with. It doesn't have to be a romantic person. This could be, I haven't seen my grandmother in a really long time, or I haven't seen my sister in a really long time. This is a destination that will make you feel better, right? I don't like these people over here that made me feel bad. Can I get a hug kind of thing, right? This is the voyage of the soul. Intuition and dreams. So this could be connected to the last reading because I think these two came out together the last time. Innate perception, instinct, clairsentience, and extrasensory. And then with dreams, it says lucid, subconscious, prophecy, patterns, answers, and journal. So you are definitely getting messages right now. You may already know that this person wants to call you, or if you're the person who's thinking about making a phone call, you're feeling that pull and there's things happening in your dreams to kind of validate that. We've got the Self card, Inner Temple, Gentle, Pamper, Disconnect, and Self-Love. We have Seed and Lessons, Potential, Fertility, Idea, Budding, Future, and Capable. And then under Lessons, it says Distress, Dark Night of the Soul, Loss, and Experience. I definitely feel like they've lost something, and that has helped them appreciate things more than they did perhaps a while, right? It's a Dark Night of the Soul. Hello, Pearl. How are you doing? Hello, Robin. How's your day? All right. Let's see what else we've got for you. This is the Black Tarot. Hello, Melly. Eight of Spheres, which is the Eight of Pentacles, and the Queen of Cups. Somebody who wants to work on things with a Queen of Cups. I appreciate you. I respect you. I love you. I want to make things right. I want to have a conversation. I want to tell you what's been going on. Two of Wands, Page of Wands. Yeah, this is somebody making a plan. They could be working to have a conversation with you in person. They might feel over the phone is too like casual, especially if it is like a really important thing that they want to say. But this is somebody who's making plans to have this important conversation. So we've got the Nine of Wands and the Hanged Man. There's a different perspective, a different understanding of what's important that motivates this individual to feel like it's time to have this conversation. It's time to reconnect, or, maybe they just really miss you. Eight of Cups. They've left something behind. It wasn't easy, but they knew it was the right thing to do. Justice, Nine of Swords in the reverse. It's one of those things where it's like, I know this is what I need to do. It might be disruptive or painful right now, but if I stick with it, if I stick to my plan, then I know this is going to be worth it. So it's like when you first make a change to your diet plan or your workout plan and you're like, oh God, this is a lot. But you acclimate to it, right? This person knows it's going to be a shock to the system. Hello, dude. Greetings. How we doing? So we've got the Eight of Wands in the reverse. We've now had 3 8s come out from this deck. So the number 8 could be pretty important for you. And we've got the King of Swords, somebody who has been silent. I haven't said anything. They've been in that Four of Swords, taking time to themselves, making changes, learning important lessons, thinking about the potential, what they want to invest in. But they haven't moved yet. Chariot in the reverse. They haven't taken action yet. Tower in the reverse. This is like, okay, someone told me, okay, Swingers, the movie with Vince Vaughn and Jon Favreau. There's definitely some back and forth that is not really a thing anymore because people don't leave like voicemails on phones in your apartment that you don't bring with you. So obviously when the movie was made kind of impacts it. But the idea that Jon Favreau's character was waiting for a phone call and like kind of built his life around that, right? We have somebody that's sitting by the phone and they're thinking about, okay, is now the right time? Maybe now? No. Maybe I should eat a cookie. How about now? No, Jeopardy's almost done. It's like, I know I need to. Maybe I feel like I need to like before Christmas or something, right? But it's like nervous energy. What if I make this phone call and I get hung up on, or they don't answer and they don't text me? What if I just get completely ignored? So there's some insecure thoughts happening. But we have the Ace of Pentacles, so that's a good sign. This could be like a reminder for someone, helps them realize, you're right, I need to just do this. I need to rip off the Band-Aid. Seven of Wands in the reverse. I know it's going to be a little bit uncomfortable. I know I'm going to be kind of risking something, but at the end of the day, this is what I have to do to get what I want. Trying to think of a good comparison. If you want to go to a baseball game, for example, one of the things that's going to be required is standing in line, finding your seat, using public restrooms, and then the traffic afterwards when you want to go home. All of those things are inconveniences and things that are a little bit obnoxious, but you do it because it's worth it, because the game is fun, right? This person's thinking about all the little things they have to do, and they're like, they're nervous, right? But they know that when they finally make that phone call, hearing your voice, knowing that they are cared for, or hearing somebody, understand what they're going through, these are the things they're trying to focus on instead of the little things that might prevent them or cause them to procrastinate. Hello, Six Killer. How are you doing? Yes, the solution to anxiety is action. Because then you don't have anxiety anymore. Now it's done. It's off your list. Hello there, Monster Mike. How you doing? Hello, Rachel. What's going on? We have Death, Four of Spheres or Four of Pentacles in the reverse, and the Three of Swords in the reverse. I like it. I do like it. I'm not going to keep this to myself anymore. I've made too much progress. I'm a different person now. I'm more comfortable with my emotions. I'm more capable of expressing them. This person has gone through healing. This person feels like their voice has been restored or that they've remembered the power that they have. So I do feel like this confidence is like higher than it has been, right? They might still be a little bit nervous, but they're feeling better about where they're at and how they feel and their ability to communicate that. Good for you. All right, let's get a few from the Gilded Reverie. What else do we have? We have the Clover, number 2, and the Clouds, number 6. You don't know it yet, but there is like, it's the word providence. Things work out in your favor. Serendipity, right place, right time, that kind of thing. I do feel like whoever is trying to make this phone call or have this conversation, there's going to be something that feels like the universe just like made it easy, right? Oh, what's that? You want to go on a date? Oh, weird. Why is there like a picnic basket and a blanket over here, but no people? Don't steal somebody's picnic basket. That would be so sad. But this is like, I'm going to make it really easy for you to have this conversation. I don't want you to avoid it. I don't want you to procrastinate anymore, right? Oh, we got the labyrinth. I know. It's labyrinth, but I can't help it. I feel like there's so many things I have to do. I feel like there's so many things on my list. I feel like there's so much that needs to be perfect. How can I ever get to that point? By reminding yourself that you are stronger than you ever have been. By reminding yourself that you've been through much worse and you're still standing, right? I bet you've had more difficult conversations. You've had experiences that have brought you to this point that suggest you can handle this, right? The high school teacher's name was Mr. Glenn, and he had quite the collection of sweaters. Super white hair, really tall. I think he maybe like previously had been like a football coach or something. We have number 22, which is the dual staircases, the 2 different paths, the decision that you can make. So this is like, I'm picking up the phone, I want to call, but I have to like look and find some information first, right? They have to make this decision. They might feel like there's this like deadline or something. All right, this is the Earth and Bone Oracle. How is this person going to make their decision? Number 1, shelter, spiritual growth, revival, accountability, and healing. They know that this conversation is pretty critical for their spiritual healing. I don't know how many of you feel that there are little checkpoints and you level up and all of that, but I often compare spiritual healing to video games. I can't help it. I'm not like a big gamer at all, honestly, but for me, that's like a pretty adept comparison to it. And I feel like we have somebody that knows I can get to that next level, or the thing that I need to do that pushes me to that next level is to apologize or to have that honest conversation with somebody, especially if they've been avoiding it, right? Hello, hallowed. How are you doing? So we've got number 15, migration, initiate, beginnings, freedom, adventure, and first step. So I know it's not always easy, or I know it may not be how you operate, but this individual here, we've got somebody that's saying, I'm going to take the first step. I'm just going to do it. I'm going to call you. I'm going to see if we can have that conversation. I'm going to invite you out for coffee or whatever it is, right? Let's Let's talk about it. We could do it over tacos. Don't do that. Then you might get like salsa on your shirt and you're trying to have a serious conversation. And then they're like, oh yeah, I dropped a little something. And then they do the little chin like, oh, gotcha. Do you guys not do that? Is that just old people? Yeah, the game I got most obsessed with was probably Champions of Nora. And I don't know like anybody that recognizes that game's name. And then I played a ton of Sims. But mostly because I liked building houses, you guys. And I don't know, making people argue. We've got light bulb moment, sudden realization, feeling inspired, and insightful awareness. Look at you being all smart and stuff. Can you teach me? What else do we have? Red flagged, warning signs, take heed, risky situation. So this is why we have somebody that's nervous, right? I don't know. This could not go well. Maybe I'll regret it. They know there's a risk here. And for some of you, it could be if I make this attempt and I have this conversation and I don't say things the right way, I might lose all hope of connecting with this person. They may decide, I don't want to patch things up with you because you're a horrible cousin. Don't say that to people. Or I don't want to like think about, dating you again. I made up my mind. This person knows it could go off the rails a little bit, right? It could be not, rainbows and butterflies, but they also, I think, feel like they have to do something soon. Puzzled, confused, perplexed, and conflicted. It could be really easy for me just to pretend that nothing is that important or today is a bad day. But at some point, I know I'm going to lose this opportunity. At some point, I'm not going to be able to ask you if we can talk. So they might be getting to the point where they feel I have to do something now or I'm not going to really be able to make this work. Like at a certain point, if I've let things go this long, maybe an apology will feel less impactful for you. So we have extra, somebody who's thinking too hard, trying too hard. And then we've got receipts. It's like this person really wants to make sure that you know that they have good intentions. So they're trying to make sure they have evidence of this. Like I've changed or I've worked on myself and I need to make sure that you can see that. Here's a picture of me volunteering. Don't do that. Don't do that. I don't like that. It's like they want to find out how to prove, look, here's my soul before. Medium, right? Here's my soul today. It's all sparkly. It's like Edward the Vampire in Twilight. You could probably see it from the moon. What do you think? It's a great remodel, right? You can't do that. So this person's like, hey, how do I prove to you that I'm a better person, that I've learned a lesson, that you can trust me? They have to, navigate this conversation in a way that actually communicates that. Right? Truth or dare, that would be a good way, right? Hey, so I've been working on my soul. I'm a better person. And I know you want to know for sure. So let's play truth or dare. I'm sure that'll clear it up for you. Go on. What you got? Hello, Gazette. How are you doing? Maybe. I know, it's a little weird, right, Carrie? All right, we've got the nymph and the djinn. This is the path of shadows, by the way. On the nymph, it says, in this mundane world, now I roam. Inside this concrete jungle, where is my home? A feeling of wanting one's soul tribe, wanting to feel like you fit in with your community instead of, kind of works, so we'll make it work, right? No, they want to be around people that help them work on themselves. As magic unfolds, a risk as high will arise. Wishes will be granted, but beware the design. So this person may have felt like they got what they wanted. They may have felt like they were successful or they were with the group of people they wanted to be hanging around. And then their mindset changed, their perspective changed. They might have had a pretty difficult situation, a near-death experience, or a serious betrayal, but now there's something different that they want. This is not what they want, right? Skull, transcendence, intuition, power. All three of these are important words for this person who's gone through a spiritual awakening. That's why they're ready for this conversation. They have to get to that point where they believe it. So we already had a labyrinth card, right? Now we have the mirror labyrinth. Illusions and reflections. Who are you even trying to fool? When you turn your back to the mirror, there's still someone looking at you. So what's interesting is I know that it's a female on this card. I actually got this in a personal reading recently, but I saw a man's face on this. So take that how you will, but it could be that we have somebody that is struggling to balance the feminine and the masculine energy within themselves. They could also be struggling to be honest about who they are or what kind of character they have, right? It isn't easy to define who you are. It takes a while, right? You don't just like turn 18 and you're like, okay, here's who I am. Everybody, don't you agree? It makes sense, right? No, it evolves, right? I thought I knew everything I needed to about who I am and what I wanted when I was, 22, and no, I didn't. No, not even a little bit. Well, maybe a little bit. I knew I loved cheese. I knew I loved languages and animals. But, there was a couple other things that changed. Right? All right, this is the Fairy Lenormand. Let's see what else we've got for you all. Number 36, the Cross, Dark Night of the Soul, Spiritual Awakening. And number 10, the Scythe, because I've gone through it, because I see things differently, because I know what I value. Now I know what I need to cut out. Now I know what is no longer working. It's like landscaping, right? Seasons change. And sometimes you have to cut things back so that they'll grow better next season. Sometimes you have to weed so that the flowers or plants you do want to, get all the nutrients, have those nutrients. But this is about really understanding who you are, the path that you want to take, the direction you're called to go, and getting rid of the things that are in your way. Don't hurt people. You don't need to push people out of the way, right? Especially Black Friday type attitudes. That's my Tickle Me Elmo. How dare you? Exactly. I agree, Peggy. All right, let's switch to, we'll go to the Kipper. If I can get it. All right. What else do we have? I remember Oscar. I always thought he was adorable. Like way cooler than Cookie Monster. All right, we've got marriage in the reverse and courthouse. This could obviously for many of you be talking about the end of a relationship. It doesn't have to be a divorce. And it could also be, this is more so about the community, right? But we have an ending. Somebody realizing this is blocking my happiness and I've been refusing to look at it. So I need to make some changes. I need to do some spring cleaning because I've known this isn't where I need to be, or I've known this isn't the right path for me. So we have great fortune, number 26, and change. When you decide to work towards these changes and work towards your wish fulfillment, that's when things start to fall into place for you or start to seem like they're easier. You may get a promotion. You may win the lottery. Don't buy a lottery ticket because I said that. This is like things get easier for you. I don't know, maybe you win a contest of some sort, but this is like the universe rewarding you for making a change, for having this conversation, right? For having high honor. I think a lot of times it's easy for us to say that people with good intentions or, whatever, good guys finish last, right? I don't agree with that. I really do feel like there are plenty of times where that's true and plenty of times where that's not. This is one of those situations where because you were willing to go through your spiritual awakening and do justice to it, because you prioritized your healing, the universe is like, good. Now we need to reward you. However, shall we reward you? Would you like a new car? You get a car, you get a car, you get a car, you get a car. No, I'm not Oprah. I'm sorry, you guys. I ain't got that for you. But this is like, I'm going to make your life easier. I'm going to make sure you're in the right place at the right time to get a job offer or meet the person you could potentially partner with. Or I'm going to make sure that you're contacted by this person that's a good match for you. Things get easier, right? There is a concern here regarding health. So this could be about what you're eating, what you're drinking, whether or not you move your butt. You sit around all day, don't do that. You got to do something. Take the dog for a walk, go for a swim. We've got message in the reverse and thoughts in the reverse. You are avoiding something, my friend. I love you. But if there's something here that you need to do to address a health issue, I know it could be the dreaded dentist. Okay. If you are a dentist, I love you. Don't get it, twisted, but it's terrifying to sit in your chair. And I don't like going to the dentist. Some of you need to do this. There is a health thing that you need to address. All right. This is the Golden Girls, and then we'll call it a day. Have I said hello to Matt? Hello, Matt. Hello, Asusena. How's it going? So we've got Temperance in the reverse. 3 of Wands, 9 of Cups, 4 of Cups in the reverse. I'm so proud of you. You took a situation that was like chaotic, something that felt like, your whole life had been flipped. And you were like, maybe for a moment, content to just sit there and observe the wreckage. Like, dang, that was a lot of stuff that just happened. But you didn't. You put together a list. You figured out what you needed to do. You scoped out a path. You figured out a plan. And you took action towards it. We have inspiration or motivation. This 9 of Cups could be a romantic connection, or this person that would support you as you work towards what you want. But this is curiosity. This is, I'm not going to forget that good things sometimes happen. I'm not going to forget that maybe things will get better. Maybe things will come back around. So I feel like we have somebody here is also holding out hope that this person's going to want to have this conversation, hoping that this person wants to make things right. With Justice in the reverse, you and I both know this didn't go the way that we wanted it to. And the King of Cups tells me that there's confidence that there is a strong emotional connection here. I know you care about me, and I care about you. We don't need to pretend, right? I know, Ace of Cups. I told you. So we have the 6 of Swords in the reverse. Something had to get worse before it got better. Something had to get uncomfortable before somebody would acknowledge that we had some manipulative energy or a block to your ability to create. You had to get to the point where you were willing to kind of like, jump over whatever was in front of you to get to what you wanted. And now we have a focus on this 10 of Cups. All right. I know you guys like this. This is the Spiritual AF deck. We'll grab a few from here first. What else do we have? Oops. Vibrate so high that toxic people fall back because they no longer know how to approach you. This is one of my favorite cards. It is kind of difficult to insult me. And I don't say that because I think I'm perfect. I don't say that because I think I have nothing that I need to work on. I say that because I'm pretty confident that things that I do need to work on, I'm honest with myself about. And I don't feel like I'm the coolest person in the world, right? But there's not a lot of things you can insult me on. It's just, you got to be confident in what you have, right? And you also don't want to get dragged into drama. If someone's insulting me and they want to make me feel bad about myself, I know that reacting is just falling into what they want me to do, right? So I think that's one of those things where if you're unflappable, right? Was that what they called Molly Brown? I think that's what it was. Well, they eventually called her unsinkable, right? This is like, don't let people upset you easily. You can insult me all you want, but I actually do know that I'm pretty legit in whatever you were saying. You're calling me dumb? I speak like 2 more languages than you, so maybe not. I'm not going to get easily drawn into those kinds of things because I know it's a waste of my energy. And that's what this is talking about, right? I don't need to be dealing with, the BS down here that you're trying to drag me into. I would rather keep up here, right? That's how you make sure that you're using your energy the most efficient or effective way. And that's also how you avoid dealing with people that are kind of wasting your time. Call bullshit on your bullshit. And fuck what they say. Oh, these cards, man. I just want to plaster a whole room with them. You can't heal a wound by saying it's not there. So we've got to be honest with ourselves about what we need to work on, what has hurt, or what is still hurting. And that could be what this conversation is about, right? I tried to pretend it was okay, or I tried to pretend I didn't need an apology. Maybe I tried to think, I don't need you in my life. I don't need to know you, or I don't need to be in love with you. But we have something we need to talk about, right? Be the change you wish to see up in this bitch. Sorry, Mom. All right, one more. Pretending to be a savage won't heal that hole in your heart, baby. If you want to heal your heart, then you got to appreciate that some things have to be broken down and then built back up. And if you know how to build it back up, what makes you happy? What makes you feel good about yourself? Is it helping other people? Is it being around animals? Is it making art, making music, cooking? These are things that will help you recover after difficult times, right? And heal. All right. I'm going to leave it there. I love you all. Hello, Upper Echelon. Thank you for the likes and the subscribes. I appreciate you all. I will see you on the next reading. Toodles.